and gravitational potential. These are the core central ideas. So why we should bring this potential energy concept? Now, very first question. Already, yes, you can see the previous problem. Just now I discussed, no, very difficult. So much of mass, no, that everything integration what happen I can avoid with the help of this gravitational potential and the potential concept. Gravitational potential energy and the gravitational and potential. Why do this potential energy idea first we have to, why we should introduce that? So let's take a direct one situation. So there is a particles are there. These are the two particles are there. So point masses, they are M1, this M2. The initial separation, let it be say some R or R1. Then I release it. So we know a gravitational attractive force will act on them, mutual attractive force. We know what is the gravitational force. It's a mutual attractive force. And in what action will act? Towards each other. So both will accelerate. Why accelerations are different? Because masses are different. After some time, we see that they both undergone some displacement, you know. So let the separation between them, or we'll do one thing. We'll write this is say some R. Okay, now it has become X separation. Both have undergone displacement, no? Then here, if I go and check it, no, again some other force will be acting because the interaction, the distance between them has changed here. Now they will acquire, they'll be moving with a speed V1 and V2. They were released from rest. Earlier released from rest. Now they start moving towards each other. Now how much of each has moved? Again center of mass, the core idea. Suppose say let's take M1 greater than M2. Where the center of mass of system will be? Where the center of mass of system. So what is this? This will be the center of mass of system. The star mark, I'll put it here now. What is C? C is the center of mass. What is the net force acting on system? Will be zero, no? So this will undergo a displacement of how much? Say R1. This will undergo a displacement of say R2. Now, so many multiple ideas will be introduced here. You have to be careful. Okay, now from where this kinetic energy they acquired? What energy has decreased? As there is some interaction potential energy, what we call. The potential energy, the interaction potential energy got decreased. The decrease in interaction potential energy got converted into the increase in kinetic energy. Straight away, I'm taking you to the concept here. Means like they were released from rest. They have now kinetic energy. From where this kinetic energy came into the existence, some other energy should decrease. What is that? It's a potential energy. And moreover, this gravitational force is a conservative force. So we can apply conservation of mechanical energy. So what is that interaction potential energy? It is denoted by symbol in short. I'll write it by U, and it is given by G M1 M2 by R square. What do you mean by negative sign? Means it's an interactive force. To tell you that it's an interactive force. So how do you can say, sir, there's an interactive force? I mean, this potentially from where you brought it. So let me just generalize it. I'll differentiate this du by dr. It is r only. If I differentiate this, r to power of -1, so that will become positive, and this will become how much? R square. Am I right? If I differentiate this with respect to r, I'll end up with this equation. And what is G m1 m2 by R square? It should be the force. It should be the force. And now you can bring that one. So why that negative sign? To tell you that it is a interaction potential energy. It's a conservative field. That's why that negative we are bringing it. And this force is what now? It's an attractive force. Therefore, the F is what we took that one. So like this, what happened? Like that, what happened? We'll get expression for this interaction potential. This one means like I can justify now. So why do these forces come? The field does work. Because of the field does work, as the field does work, the kinetic energy of particle increases. The field does work means the field must have potential energy, must have energy. That energy possessed in the field I'll call as interaction potential energy. Very simplified way I'm trying to bring it. This one. How you can keep one particle in the book? They what they did, they kept one particle at rest. They release this particle, then this will accelerate. As it accelerates, since it's having a mass, so its speed will increase. So kinetic energy increases. So from where this kinetic energy will come? Because this force is doing work. This force is doing work means it must possess potential energy. So how to express that potential energy? So finally they ended up with this equation. When it is at infinity, force will be zero. When it's at distance, our force will be non-zero. They derived it. So I think straight away, let me write it here. Because again, in electrostatics, we'll go in detail. No, it may not be needed now here. So definitely, I'm the same thing. So like I said, how you can say that work done? You can see from here again, F into dr. What is F into dr? dw. Everything revolves here only, no? Everything revolves here only, that one. So like this, what is the interaction potential given by this particular formula? Minus G m1 m2 if two particles are separated by distance r. So what is the interaction potential energy? It is equal to minus G m1 m2 r, that one. Okay, let's come for this one. If more than two particles. Now what do you mean by negative sign? It's a closed system. It's a bounded system, to tell you that. It's a bounded system, that one. Now if there are more than two particles are there, let me keep three particles at the corners of equilateral triangle. Then what is the interaction potential of this? So let me give the name 1, 2, 3. The total interaction potential will be given by, there will be interaction between 1, 2, interaction between 1, 3, and also 2, 3. So what is 1, 2 should be equal to minus G M M R square. Minus G M M R square. Minus G M M R square. So minus 3G only R. It is so. There is the interaction potential, total interaction potential of system. Okay, able to understand? So like this, what happened? We can find out this one. So suppose if there are four particles are there. What we are doing only for point masses, no? Okay, that you keep in mind. What all we are discussing. Now let me 1, 2, 3, and 4. What is the interaction potential of system? U12, U13, U14. Next U23, U24, then U34. 6 interactions are available. What is U12? U12 should be equal to Gm square L. U13 minus 3Gm square by L root 2. U14 U23 minus 6Gm square L. U24 What is the separation U24? You can see like a mass is 2m, 4m, 8m. So root L root 2 is the separation. So next again U34. What is U34 will be minus. Okay, there's a total interaction. I think gm square L will come outside. Negative sign also take outside. So this will be 1 plus 3 root 2 plus 4 plus 6 minus this will be 8 by root 2 plus 12. Add up all this, you'll get the interaction potential. Now, a few best things. What you can ask yourself, what happened to center of mass of system? I'll release them from rest. What happened to center? See, I suggest you know you know enough concepts. So that center of mass is what the core idea that should be kept in the mind. The center of mass should be kept in the mind, that one. What happened to center of mass of system? Will it shift or will not shift? It will be somewhere here, no? And the center of mass of system will not shift. Along y-axis, it will be 5m and 5m. It will be there. Here 3m and this one. So it should be somewhere here. And the center of mass will not shift. If I release particles, where do they meet? They should meet at center of mass, no? They should meet at center. It's not a symmetric system. But the net force 0, center of mass, so it should not shift. Finally, what happens? They'll meet at center of mass. This you have to keep in mind here. You want to wrong. This is 2. What I wrote. Minus 2. Let me check it all once again. 4. U2, 3, 6. U3, 4, 12. Okay, fine. So this will be 2 will come. Yeah. Where do they meet? They should meet at center of mass. So now, is it a closed system? Is it a bounded system? So how do you can say bounded system? If I leave this system, what happen? It will contract, no? So how do we can say just potential? If potential of system U is negative, U is negative. If total interaction potential is negative, it's a system is a bounded one. Bounded or closed system or shrinks. Different words. So finally, what happened? The system will shrink, no? So whether the system will shrink or expand will determine the interaction potential. It may in almost all gravitational systems happen, they will shrink only, that one. You positive, okay, then it will expand. The other thing, that one. If you go for electrostatics, interaction potential you can positive or negative. So there what will happen? The system will shrink or expand there. But here in all gravitational problems, U will be negative interaction potential and the system will always shrink. Now, I don't like this system. So I'm X-ray agent. So what I'm asking, work them X-ray agent to dismantle the system. Dismantle means separate them to infinity. So in the above system of particles, in the above system of particles, find work done by X-ray agent to dismantle the system. Find the work done by an action agent to dismantle the system. Dismantle means separating them to infinity. What do you mean by dismantle? Separation between the particles will become infinity. So tell me, what is work done by action agent in general? Plus delta U. Go back to work per energy. You have a lot of idea is there. So and always delta means what? Final minus initial. When the separation when the separation between them becomes equal to infinity, what is interaction potential? Will it be zero? What is initial interaction potential? This is what initial, which is equal to how much? Uh, Minus of this much of work. What happened? The extra agent should do to dismantle the system. I think it's having a very wide application. You can see that as I get into numerical, you feel that this energy concept is something very good than the field concept. Now, time being, we are involving only with the point masses. Getting the idea? So I'll go back to, I'll take you back to the original question. What was our question? I want this V1, V2. Tell me whose help I should take. So I'll take this diagram. We'll try to find out that V1, V2. What is our primary question? How to calculate that V1, V2? I'll go for conservation of mechanism. And what is this force? This force F is a conservative force. So therefore, mechanical energy is gravitational force is a conservative force. Sir, how do you can say? Net work done by it will be zero. Sir, how do you can say that? Because there should be some proof, no? You can't put statement like this. That too, it's not a history. Huh? Who built Taj Mahal? Shah Jahan. You can't question. It's a data information. So can't we question like this? Yes, you can question. So we'll do one thing. I'll take a simplest example. I'll project a small body of mass m with a velocity say v naught. As it ascends, now we all know some. So it will ascend certain height, and when it is ascending here, what are the forces that are acting? Mg and nothing but the gravitational force, no? And it will have velocity say v1. So whatever the as it moves from A to B, what is the work done by gravity? Will be negative. It'll come to instantaneous rest here. Again, it will start descending. So here mg will be there, and the velocity say same v1, and finally to strike back the ground with the same speed. Is it okay? And what is the net work done? So work done to move from A to B. You write minus mgh. Any reason for that? Because mg, the weight is acting opposite to displacement. Then work done to move from B to A. Mg into h. Net work done by the gravity. So net work done by a conservative force in closed path will be zero. I think there's a basic definition. Then F will be what? Conservative force. So here also the same idea, no? So the net work done by the weight. Weight is nothing but the gravitational force here. So net work done by this, there's a closed path. So what do you mean closed path? Actually, in fact, it will not turn here. It will just ascend and retrace path. So net work done in closed path is zero. So therefore, this mg is what? Conservative. And what is that mg? Mg is a what? Like gravitational force here. So therefore, now, sir, here is okay, but what about particles? See, anything. There's a gravitational force between particles. Here, gravitational force between the object and the earth. Altogether, everything it's like a gravitational force only. The nature is gravitational force. So therefore, conservative force acts. And so therefore, as it is a conservative force, here what is force acting on particle is a conservative force. And moreover, so what happened, work done closed path is 0, as it is a conservative, so mechanical energy will be conserved here. So as mechanical energy is conserved, so therefore what I do, Ui plus Ki equal to Uf plus Kf. Initial interaction potential minus G M1 M2 R. Separation. The release from rest X plus M1 V1 square. But how many unknowns are there? V1, V2, two unknowns are there. We need one more equation. What is one more equation? I'll go for conservation of linear momentum because center of mass will not shift. What is the net force acting on system? Is 0. So therefore initial momentum equal to final momentum. Initial momentum 0, final momentum. How many unknowns are there? V1, V2, two equations, two unknown. I think problem solved. See how things are so systematic here. So what are things you are going to take help of? Net force is 0, so momentum is conserved. Then as it is a conservative force, so conservation of mechanical energy. So you can apply these basic fundamental laws and you can get the unknown things. And this interaction potential decrease. So from where this increase in kinetic energy has come? Due to decrease in potential energy. Gravitational potential. The gravitational potential decrease, the decrease in gravitational potential energy got converted into what? Increase in kinetic energy of the system. So this is a core central idea. Now, sir, what you're saying, interaction potential between what? Between point masses. What are M1, M2? M1, M2 are strictly what? Point masses only. No, I always begin with point masses, then I'll extend for bodies. I think that's what we did. No, first we found out gravitational field strength due to point mass. Then what we did? We extended for bodies. Similarly here also, I started with point masses, then I'll extend for the bodies. Okay, able to get this, the overall picture, this thing. Okay, let me give one more example. We'll make it calculations will become easier. This is a fixed here. So there's a small particle I'll release on the y-axis at a distance 4n. By the time these are fixed, they will not move. No? So by the time when it crosses the origin, what is the speed of that particle? I'll release it from rest. They're the very simplest ideas. Okay, now, so what are the forces that will be acting? Oh, sorry. This is 2m. Symmetry will not be there. No? Yeah. Now, get into the problem. So how the forces they'll be acting? Take help of the force that one. So the force between them will be in this direction. The force between the particle and the 2m will be in this direction. So resultant force, how it will act along the y-axis, so it will start accelerating. What was my question? My question is like, find the speed of the particle when it reaches the origin. So now, what type of motion this particle will describe? Shall I say variable accelerated motion? Sir, why variable? So now what when a force will act? So as it comes here, look at the force. It depends also on what? the separation and also that angle, no? Means all time it will act along y-axis only. All the time it will act along y-axis only. The force will be directed, the net force will be directed along y-axis. So now as it starts moving, what will happen to the force of interaction? The force of interaction will increase. So what type of motion is described here? An accelerated motion, uniform or non-uniform? Non-uniform accelerated motion. So then how to work out that one? Very complicated. If you want to try it, I'll leave it to student, because as a teacher, I should not show all everything. At least I should allow something for you to think. So you do one thing. I give distance 4L. So when the particle is at a distance, say here, 3L from the origin along y-axis, calculate the force. When it is at a distance 4L, calculate the force. When it is a distance L here, calculate the force. The force acting on this particle is continuously varying. So how to calculate the speed? If you go for kinematics, it's a very lengthy problem. So I am simplifying what? With the help of the interaction potential concept here. So what is initial energy plus Ki equal to UF plus Kf? Initial interaction potential. Interaction between what? So this will be G M2M phi L. Then interaction between this particle and this mass 2M. And there'll be also interaction between these two. Actually, I'm writing it. So this will be 6L. And they're fixed and this release from rest. Final interaction potential G minus Gm 2M by 3L. You look at this interaction. What is this interaction? It will cancel out, no? So the interaction between the particle and these two particles, between say like a M to M, it is this one here. What is the separation initially? Phi L. Finally, what is the separation between M and this 2M, the left particle? It is 3L. Solve for this, you'll get the V naught. It's no need of any mathematics, no. Or else what you should do? So or else what you should do? You should calculate the force acting on it when it's somewhere here at arbitrary point. Then that force as a function of distance y will come. Then you should integrate. Then you have to work out. So what is the advantage of energy concept here? To minimize mathematics, finish over, nothing big. If I do 1,000 problem, if I do one problem, if I do 10 problem, what is the core idea? To minimize mathematics, this energy concept is introduced here. So simplifying further, this will be minus gm square, and this will be send it on that side. So this will be 4 minus 4 by 5 plus 4 by 3 g m by l b naught square by 2. Anybody value? This will be 12, 12, 8 by 15, 16 by 15, I think it will be. I check once. So this is the speed of the particle. I think this, oh no, finished, no integration, nothing. Agree this? Okay, we'll take one more question. The particles are release from rest, find the speed of particles when separation between them becomes equal to L. So initially what happened, there's 2L. What is the speed of the particle? I'll give total independence for you. You can take what, like kinematics, sir, I'm very good in kinematics. Okay, apply it. Any approach. Tell me how do they move when I release it? Why the net force on the system will be zero. So finally what happened? They should meet at center of mass. So after some time, the particles will be in this position. So how do you can see? Look at the forces that will be acting on it. Because of symmetry, they will have the velocity in this direction. And what is our question? When the separation becomes L. This is what the speed is asking. And how do their velocity? Their velocities will be directed towards the center. Okay, now look at the C is what? Center of mass. It's asking that V. So you take help of kinematics, you'll be in a big trouble. Huh? What is the biggest problem like? So the magnitude will be varying as it proceeds. So therefore, I'll go for conservation of mechanical energy. So they're initially they're released from rest. So then the interaction potential 3gm by 2l, 3gm square by 2l. Shall I write directly? Because all the interactions are same. Minus 3gm square l plus 3m. All will have same speed. S, they must have same speed. So this will become, if I simplify this, 1m will get cancelled. So 3g by 3gml. 3 also get cancels. Everything will get cancelled out. So this will be v square. So v equal to root of gm by l. This will be the speed of each particle. Means which energy is decreasing? Interaction potentiality got decrease, and the decrease in interaction potentiality will get converted into increase in kinetic energy of the system. And what is this force? This force is a conservative force. I'll just show the F which is acting. And net force acting on system is zero. So net force zero, that's why the delta XCM, delta RCM will not shift. Center of mass will be attached, will not shift. Okay, this is about like this. No, for particles, no, I can bring particles, this, that, I'll keep on asking you on particles. There's one general idea. Okay, let's do one thing. So interaction potential between particles is what we ended up with formula, no? And what is it? Two particles separated, M1, M2 masses separated by distance r. What is the formula? Minus G M1, M2 by R. Okay, fine. He may ask you any particular question, so we can take help of this condition. What about interaction potential between the body and the particle? The next question means there's a body, there's a particle separated by distance r. How to write interaction potential for this? Definitely no. See, you go back to the idea. What is the idea? First, we started with point mass, no? Then we extended concept to what? The field strength. Then for the bodies, then the interaction potential, the force of interaction between the bodies also I brought it. First, I did field strength for point mass. Then for a rod, for a ring, for a disc, for a hemisphere, for a long, large sheet. Then between two rods, what is the force? Between the ring and the rod, what is the force? We extended now. Now, similarly, same thing here. For a point mass, we brought it. Now, the interaction potential between the body and the point mass. Next, again, the interaction potential between the two bodies. That's what we are going to do final. What should be our approach? I think here is what little bit some trouble will come. We don't have any exact the formula here. So therefore, to overcome this particular situation, to get an expression for potential energy, I am going to introduce to an idea called as a gravitational potential. Through gravitational potential, I can write interaction potential between the bodies or between the body and particle. See, like why I'm studying this also very important in physics. First of all, what is the idea of energy? Why the idea of energy has come into picture? Because to minimize mathematics. And we can understand the system. No? System will expand or contract, will shrink, all that. The overall broad aspect of the system, what happened, the energy will give. So therefore, so definitely I want to make it still more stronger, this energy aspect. So therefore, for body and particle, between two bodies, what is interaction potential? For that purpose, so what happened, I'll introduce one more idea called as a the potential, gravitational potential. Okay, got this. So first again, I'll define the gravitational potential for a point mass. Okay, time being we can't use the formula. Any reason why we should not? Because m1 is not a point mass. See, you read S.C. Verma. Why we suggest S.C. Verma book is, sir, what is their simple problem? Okay, leave problem. Okay, if you are very good in numerical, but read the theoretical ideas. No, is trying to build up students like why you are studying this, why you are studying, why the potential you are studying. It's not like something where you take some book and solve numerical. Why you are studying also very important, no? And you'll try to build up a link so that what happen, student will not to just gather information. What all you feel is I'm studying for this purpose, and it become a very good memory. When you read SU Verma, it will not become a forcible memory. You'll enjoy a subject, and automatically you're going to remember it. When you read other books, know what happened? Information is forced on you. You feel like that, but SU Verma not like that. It will grad you. It will build up like a story. So when you listen story, will you forget? Will not. So the same thing happens with SU Verma. The content which is there, no, it will build up a story. That one. A student must have a patience to grasp that ideas which are hidden in the book. Okay, now gravitational potential I'll bring in. So there's a question mark, not a point mass. Okay, now I'll introduce to the idea of gravitational potential. So I'll directly let me define it. At a point is defined as work done by external agent in slowly moving work done per unit mass. Work done per unit mass by an external agent in slowly moving from infinity to that point. At a point is defined as work done per unit mass by an accelerator in slowly moving from infinity to that point. What is in slowly moving? Unit mass. There's the one definition is what in SURMA is giving. So same thing I've just picked up here. So let me take a point mass. And it's a fixed here. Okay, there's an extra agent. And he'll be holding that test mass, or you can call it a point unit mass. And he'll move slowly. So initially where is at infinity. Finally what will happen? He will come to the so when the test mass is here, how he'll move? He'll move very slowly, step by step, like this. He will never have any acceleration. In that way, what happen? He'll move that one. M naught you call. The test mass is what? M naught. So now what happened? We are is at a distance now at point P. What is the gravitational potential at point P? We'll define it. So what is the basic formula? Work done by external agent in moving a test mass from infinity to point P per unit test mass. Unit mass or unit test mass, anything you can put. So what is work done? So what is the force that is acting? So when it is moving, I think some attractive force is acting, no? Yeah. And it will undergo a displacement dr. So what is the work done? So this should be equal to F into dr. From where? From infinity to r. So this should be equal to what is the force of interaction? Gm m naught r square dr by m naught. M naught get cancelled, so Gm will be outside. This should become equal to Gm minus 1 by r infinity to r. So what is the gravitational potential at point P? Minus Gm by r. This is due to point mass. Sir, like what is this m naught? I'll call it as a test mass. What is the test mass? It will not produce field of its own. And what all we define potential, it is due to the point mass here. So what is the field strength at point P? Minus Gm by r. Sir, what is use of this? You can see that one. It's a potential which will help us a lot in numerical than the field. Because I say whenever a field is conservative, we can define. So what is this? Potential. What are the features? It's a scalar quantity. It can be positive or negative, but it's a scalar quantity. That's the one thing. Next again is defined only for conservative fields. There's the one more condition is putting. Okay, like this, what happened? The idea of the gravitational potential is introduced. So what should be the unit for this? Work done. What is the work done? Joule per kg. So what is the unit for this? Work done per unit mass. So joule per kg, what happened will be the unit for the potential. It's a scalar quantity. Gravitational field is a vector quantity. Now this what potential we define for a point mass here. Okay, let's extend this. So let's calculate the potential due to what now? Due to ring, or say due to first a finite rod. Now, what is the potential at a distance? Length of the rod L and lambda be the mass per unit length. And there's a finite rod. At point P, I want the potential. So what is the method now? So first I'll assume a small element at a distance x. What is the potential at point P? dV is equal to minus. There's a rod I don't know, but do I know for point mass as it is? I'll assume this rod made up of such point masses. If I add up all the point mass, I'll get a rod. So what is the potential due to point mass? Minus G. What is the mass of that element? dm at a distance x. So what is the further dm? Minus G lambda dx. G lambda. So this will be x to power of minus 1 dx. No, at a where all the mass is present, at from x equal to a to a plus L. So this will be potential minus G lambda minus 1 by x a to a plus L. Negative of negative will become positive, no? Yeah. So this will be negative.
That you did not integrate it.
Oh, I didn't integrate it. Okay, thank you, thank you. This one. After integration, x to power of minus 1 plus 1, it's become infinite. You know? What is dx by x? It should be log x, no? I think I'll keep it here. No. Integral of a to a plus L. So this will be v equal to minus g. This will be log x a plus L. So minus g lambda log of a plus L minus log a. Okay, let x equal to a plus L. Okay, this is capital L. Now, what is this potential we are defining with respect to what? So something, say you say potential with respect to what? So let me drag you to the basic idea. I say potential at point P is almost minus gm by L. With respect to what? With respect to zero. Where zero? At infinity. So for a if the mass is distributed, if for a finite mass distributed system, potential at infinity will be zero. With respect to that, I'm just taking that one. So like this, what will happen? We'll get expression for the potential due to thin rod here. Now again, similarly, what happen? We'll go for a ring. Similarly, how we did for like gravitational fields, and no, like this, what happen? The potential for several bodies, what happen? We should calculate. I think diagram correct. Okay, how to calculate for ring? First, let me draw the ring. Now this is a ring of radius r at a distance x on the axis we have to determine. So as such we don't have any formula. So shall I assume that a ring made up of the point mass? Okay, let it be dm. First we'll calculate what is the potential on the axis due to this point mass. And moreover, potential is what? It's a scalar quantity, So don't write dv here. Don't show like this dv like this. I think you should not do dv. You should not show because potential is scalar quantity. So this will be try to avoid. Just at that particular point P, what is the potential? So at point P, the potential is given by dv is equal to minus g dm by r. What is the r? The point mass is at a distance r. G dm by r. Further, so now what is r? You take any point on the ring, it will be at a distance r only. So what is the potential? Given by just simple formula gm by r. So what is this? Is what's wrong if you get answer in a simple way? And what is r is equal to? Root of r square plus x square. This is on the axis or potential at point P. You write like this. Potential at center I want minus gm by r. Put x equals 0, problem solved. So what is the potential at the center of the ring? Minus gm by r. So if you plot the graph, where it will be maximum negative, means if I go for plotting the graph, it's a negative value, no? So therefore, I'll show the curve in this region. Take it like this. This will be minus gm by r. And afterwards, it will keep on decreases. Why the curve should be like this? So this is the expression for potential. This is r. And what is the value of this? Minus gm by r. So as r increases, at O, what happens will be maximum. How much? Minus gm by r. And as x increases, I think you know from mathematics, the potential keeps on decreases. Don't show here. If you're going for magnitude, you can show the graph like this. Since the negative value, no, so therefore I just took that here. So there's a variation of potential due to this one, due to ring. So on the axis, what is the potential? Minus gm by root of r square plus x square. Okay, now what was our main primary idea? Like I want the interaction potential between the body and the particle, no? So we have already for a ring and a rod. Let's see that what I can further bring the conditions here. So let me start with this one. Let me introduce today only. Suppose say there's a, first we'll take the, let me draw the ring. And let the mass of the ring be m1. Delta of the particle, let it be m2. These are these x. I want interaction potential between the ring and the particle. Straight away, let me directly get into the idea rather than going here and there. That one. So what I do is like, I will compare now. I will go back to the original thing. What is interaction potential between the? This is I'll come to the question. Okay, let me go back here. These are the 2 point masses are there, let's say. The separation is R. So there's a point P, at which point mass M2 I put it. What is interaction potential? You write it. G M1 M2 by R. This is what I think we know. What is the potential at point P due to point mass M1? Will you write like this? Minus G M1 by R potential at. So what is this? Potential at point P due to M1 only. So in place of G M1R, what you can write it? Vp into M2. Getting some idea, no? So what is interaction potential between 2 point masses in terms of what I'm bringing, in terms of potential and this particular. But already we know formula. See, I'll extend this idea now for this one here. I want interaction potential between the ring and the particle. So where the particle is kept at point P. So what shall I do now? The interaction potential between this, I'll assume that particle present in the field of the ring. Then what is the formula you're going to write it? Interaction potential between the ring and particle is equal to potential at point P into point mass where it is kept. Do we know potential at point P? Just now we derived. What is the formula? Gm1 by root of r square plus x square. Tell me what is your equation will be now? There's interaction potential between the ring and particle. See, all small ideas, tidbit ideas, nothing big. Interaction potential G between ring and particle. Now, so for any body, if a particle is kept nearby any body, how to calculate interaction potential? Tell me what I should find out. What I should calculate. Calculate potential at that point where point mass is kept. Then potential at point where point mass is kept into mass of the point mass will give interaction potential between the body and the particle. I think there's a core general idea which our all numericals will revolve. This week what will happen, you can see that everywhere I'll be talking about conservation of mechanical engineering, because what is the gravitational force, conservative force. Then how to write the energy, what all form energy, kinetic and potential. How to write potential, this is the idea. This whole week what happened, it just stands on this particular stand, like a basic, the idea that one. What all, any problem you do know, if point masses, okay, you are going to take this formula. If the body and the point mass is there, you are going to take this formula. This is the thing. So again, I'll stick on to what is the potential, how you define work done per unit mass. I think nothing wrong, no? So what all that point masses ideas are there, no? They are the core central ideas. From there, what happen? All other ideas we will generate. Able to get this? So means like a, I will also write like this. Here, let me write Q. Is it correct? So what is VQ? Potential at point Q yes, fine, no problem. See, like a questions comes, okay, fine. So in more than one options, no, they define like this. The interaction potential G at point P can be defined as potential at point P only due to M1 into M2 will be the interaction potential. It's correct definition. Or potential at point Q only due to M2 into M1 will be interaction potential. Both are same, because I think finally we'll end up the same answer. Means like a I'll find out first. I'll assume that this particular body present in the field of the point mass I'll find out the potential. So what you should do now here, you should calculate potential at this particular point on a ring due to this, called du, then integrate. Look at the interaction potential engine. Nothing wrong. This is one easiest way. Can you assume that the ring present in the field of point mass is? So in that case, what you should do? Assume a small element here, calculate interaction potential, integrate, you get the same answer. Getting the idea? This one? Okay, after this, okay, now so definitely now tell me like what is very important for different shaped objects. If you know potential surrounding them, I think you'll be in far better position. Like how already you came to know the gravitational field. Now I'm asking you to calculate also potential. What are the different bodies already? Ring I shown, point mass, rod you came across. Then after this, what you should do for a disk, solid hemisphere, for a sheet, solid sphere, then thin shell, spherical shell. For these objects, if you know the potential, yes, you can manage here. Let me go for the thin disk. Potential due to okay. Now you know everything. A thin disk is saying that one. Already we have found out field. No, now similarly is saying thin disk. Okay, carry on with the mathematics. So what is it? This what will be the sigma? No, it will be m by pi r square. Area density is what we define. Get into the mathematics. Today you just focus on calculating potential shape bodies. Tomorrow I'll come with more conservation of mechanical energy problems. Because once we know potential, I think we can manage. Okay, now again what is the method? I will go for a ring. Let me take this a ring R. Okay, what is the width of this? dr. Mass of this be dm. What is the potential at point P due to this? First, what is the dm? Sigma into 2 pi r dr. I'll write all the terms here because you have to. Initial, these are assumptions, no? 2 pi r dr. And now, what is the potential at point P only due to elemental ring? What is this green color one? Elemental ring it is. So therefore, potential at that point will be dV is equal to minus G dm. Let me take this is x, this is smaller. Oh, so many are there. I think we can write it. This is a. I think I made let the radius of that elemental ring be smaller. X is the distance on the axis. Let me write that as a. What is A is equal to? G into first dm sigma 2 pi r dr. A is what? Root of r square plus x square. So this, let me put it, minus of 2 pi g sigma r dr root of r square plus x square. Now what to do with this? I'll take help of the geometry. Tan theta, what you can write tan theta? R by x. Or instead of this, what happen? Let r square plus x square, let it be equal to say some p. Let me assume that one. Let r square plus x square, let it be equal to say some p square. Now differentiate this. What is a constant here? X is a constant, no? X is a fixed value. R is variable. R will be variable from 0 to capital R. So if I differentiate, this will be 2r dr. This will be 0 is equal to 2p dp. So in place of dr, what we can write it as dp. Now let me substitute this. dv is equal to minus 2 pi g sigma r what to write? So keep it here. Now r dr is needed, no? R dr we have to replace. So this will become p dp. We will keep it here. No, root of r square plus x square. I think this will become only p, no? So this will become minus 2 pi g sigma dp. I will integrate now. Though no integration, I think you know the substitution type. So this will be 0 to p. Or don't put limit, just integrate. So this will become dv is equal to minus 2 pi v is equal to 2 pi g sigma p. What is p? Root of r square plus x square, what we assumed it. Now you're going to bring the limit. What is the limit? 0 to capital R. X is a constant, small r is variable here. So what is the potential now? The equation will come minus 2 pi g sigma root of r square plus x square minus x, or this will be there's a potential on the axis of the disk, that one. I think you can remember very simplified formula. Put x equal to 0. Put x equal to 0. You'll get potential at the center at point 2. This is on the axis. This is on the axis. What is the potential? Will be 2 pi g into sigma minus r, or 2 pi g sigma. Sigma is what? M by pi r square 2 g m by r. There's a potential at the center of the disk. Got the basic idea? For several bodies, you can put it. So our final answer will be this is where at center of the disk. Now, like this, several bodies are there. Now, you go back. Already we know gravitational field strength due to this, no? Can we bring from this potential that gravitational field as it is? We have one more relation between E and V bar, gravitational field and gravitational potential. I'll proceed with the point mass. What is the field strength at point? What is the formula? Minus gm by r square. What is the formula for potential? Minus gm by r. Let me differentiate this dv. If I differentiate this dv, what do I get? We'll see it. Minus gm by r square into dr, no? So what is dv by dr? dv by dr is equal to gm by r square. So finally dv by dr, what you can write? Minus c. So this is one relationship between what now? The field strength and the potential. Sir, how you can bring? Sir, I didn't do anything. I just took point mass. I know the field strength due to point mass. I know potential. Then I'll differentiate this potential dv by dr. I'll differentiate with respect to r. Finally, what happened? I got relationship between what? Between the potential and the gravitational field strength. And what is this dv by dr? It's called like a gradient. The gradient of potential is nothing but will be the gravitational field. So what is the relationship? In the book, what happened? They're given like this: E bar equal to minus dou V by dou R. What do you mean by dou? Instead of, if you're getting confusion, I'll write dv only. There's a difference between dv by dr, dou V by dou R. Dou Montlapen, it's like a gradient, it is called as. So let me stick on to the basic definition. No? For our convenience, let's not change the basic core idea. It's called like a gradient of V. Or a simple thing, it's called like a minus of grad of V. Or it's called as a delta V. This delta called as gradient. Let's take it out again. Change you'll come to know. What is the gradient? Change only. That one. So what is the x component? If you know potential, differentiate with respect to x. You'll get the x component of field. If you know potential, differentiate with respect to y. If you know potential, differentiate with respect to z. You'll get the z component of field. Like this, all they are interrelated. Huh? So therefore, what is the expansion of this will be? E bar should be equal to what? dv by dx I cap dv by dy j cap. Okay, this is the expression for gravitational field strength. So like this, the potential and field strength are related. Sir, for only point mass? No, for any body. Sir, are you true? How you can say that one? Because again, you differentiate this, you differentiate this equation. You differentiate this. If you differentiate, what you'll get? You'll get the field strength due to the disk. Sir, is it like that? Yes. So now what happened? You have alternatives. What is that? If you know field strength, you'll get the potential. If you know potential, you get the field strength. So let me take you back. So that one. So let's start with the disk. That one. Already we know potential field. Let me verify it. This is a disk of mass m and radius r. Now, what is the potential at this point? 2 pi. Okay, where is it? 2 pi g sigma will agree. So let me differentiate this what with respect to x, not with respect to r, because on the axis you are finding out the field strength here. So dv by dx. This should be equal to how much? 1 by 2x minus 1. So this should be equal to what? Minus of dv by dx. So 2 pi g sigma. So this is what finally equal to E, no? Look at, is it that field due to disk on the axis? Gravitational field on the axis of the disk. If you know potential, you get the field. Or if you know field, you'll get the potential. You should know how to integrate that limits here. Getting this one? So therefore, this advantage. So whenever in exams, no, so you should take help of this advantage here. It means if you remember any one quantity, field or potential for any one body, that is enough. You can bring the other one. So just work out. So we're all now you go for the sphere, shell. We know already field, no? Yes, you can bring the potential. But so like a okay, now you say you potentially is there. Okay, you shown how to bring the field. So what about the field? If you know how to bring the potential, I'll take help of the same formula. E bar equal to minus dou v by dou r. No? This you are going to write it as E bar dot delta bar. This formula is when if you know potential, differentiate, you'll get the field. If you know field, differentiate, integrate with suitable all limits, everything, you'll get the potential. So these are like a interconvertible. If you know field, you'll get the potential. If you know potential, you get the field. Okay, fine, all of you. So you can try today. Plenty of numericals will be there for you. Tomorrow I'll continue from here.